Righto guys, today from Ongoing Adventures, I'm here to sit through real quick about my new front mount intercooler for the GU Nissan Patrol. So the intercooler I got is from Dats Cool Fabrication. I will shoot a link in the description below if you guys want to check it out. I'll shoot two links. I'll shoot one of the generic web page and then the link directly to the GU Patrol intercooler. For this one. So this one intercooler that I've got here off the Dats Cool website is the 550. There is a slightly bigger one which means the 600, but I only opted out for the 550 size front mount replace intercooler for this today. So I was going to do an install video. It was just simply too hard for me to try and do considering I didn't have no idea what I was even doing. So I thought what I'll do instead is actually install it and then run you guys through what you got to do, how I've done it, what it looks like as it's completed. And I've taken some photos and videos around the place too, which I'll have popping in and out during this video, so you have a bit of an idea of what you're going to look at and what you're going to try and do to get this in. So it was definitely a bit of a challenge for me, purely the fact that I've never done any intercooler in my life. I've never done anything like this per se. And I had to do some cuts and adjustments and changes. So this is a bit of a guide for whoever wants to do intercooler, especially for more of a GU Patrol. A bit of a guide if you get the Dats Cool intercooler, and it'll probably work for similar techniques for other intercoolers, possibly. When you order intercooler from Dats Cool Fabrication, you just got to send him a message on Facebook. He has a really cool Facebook page, and just say, hey, look, it's me, can I please have the instruction manual? He will give you the instruction, like a little write down instructions on how to do it with a couple of photos. I didn't know that until I was pretty much near done, when I rang him and asked him a quick question, and then he sent it to me because I simply forgot the messaging. So that's me bad, but another little pro tip for you guys, just quickly message him on Facebook and he'll shoot you through your little install instructions on how to do it. And then hopefully with this video too, it'll give you a bit more of a visual what needs to be done as you do it if you want to have a go at yourself. Because I simply couldn't find anything at all on YouTube on how to install these or what they look like around once it's all completed. I understand now why there's no install video because it's so freaking hard to do if you have no idea what you're doing. Now I actually know what I needed to do. It's simple. I actually got an understanding of it, but I just simply didn't have an idea at the start. So that's the goal of this video, actually show what it looks like when it's finished, what you should look around for, and different pieces that I've done. So I have taken photos of what the whole kit looks like when it's in the when you pull it out of the box, so you know what you've got. Obviously the intercooler, but you've got like your flexi rubber hoses here ready to go. You've got your pipes that are all custom and cut and welded and made, and you've got to go through under your lights here. You do have to drill through both sides to get the pipes through. So the driver's side is quite easy. You just simply mark out. I use a hole saw. Mark out where it's going to go around circle, and then I just got an air hacksaw and cut a circle around there. I believe I used an 86mm hole saw as a guide for a circle, and then I ran pinch weld around the hole itself as well, so that cushiony stuff like on the end of it as well, get a bit of dampener. So I'll pop up, again, there'll be photos, a bit more of a close-up too on how I've done it, and Dats Cool Fabrication to do provide photos too of where it's actually going to sit before you drill it, cut it. It's same with the passenger side. So on this side, you've got once again got to drill through your little wall here, and then you've also got to drill in through the other side wall too, which peeks through your wheel arch on your passenger side just a little bit, and it curls back in up into the wheel arch area. Again, I've taken photos. I think I've done a video, I can't remember now, but I've definitely taken photos what it looks like here and around the wheel arch, so you've got an idea of what you're sort of looking at, because that's probably the bit that held me up a little while. It's just not knowing that I had to go through both walls into the wheel arch and then back up again. So I've got photos of all that ready to go, and that's from the front end of things. So what I did personally to start off with, I stuck the brackets on and getting ready to do the intercooler. So the bracket that sits along the beam here that normally holds your front grill on, you've got to knock that bracket off. You've also got to take off the little plastic bit on the inside of the grill that mounts to that. So you also can have the intercooler there, so it's going to come away. So take that bracket off, then you can mount this on properly, you can mount that on properly. And there is another little line here with another little aerated cooler. It's very tight. I had to basically just try and push in a bit without trying to bend it too much. I don't want to crack the pipe, so I pushed in a little bit, and then I basically held that in and then forced it in and then did it up. And that's basically these pipes you're now hiding against. I sat that in there whilst I was installing everything else, so I get an idea where all these sits. But as I found out, I started up top, ran the two pipes up top down, and then I did the side ones once I drilled all the holes in there. Once I had the side ones in and connected inside with its little rubber seal bits, I came back out and undid the intercooler because I found it easier to put these rubber bits on with the intercooler off, slide it on to here, bolt them onto the pipes, and then slip the intercooler onto these bits here, and then place it back in your mounts. Just me personally, I found it was easier to slide them in, adjust it all that way, rather than try and jig your pipe work together because you're going through your front fancy car. It's just too hard for me anyway to work out. Originally, I did try doing it purely with just taking the grill off and leave the bull bar on. No, not going to work. Take your bull bar off because you have to get in here and drill, and it's just a lot easier at the end of the day. With your bull bar plate mount that comes up here, you do got to do a small little trim either side, which I've done, just a tiny little, not tiny, but just a little, probably 15mm trim or so. And I painted all that up ready to go. That's clean up. You got to think of what I had to do. The horn bracket on this side went straight back on, but the horn bracket on that side didn't, so I basically just took a little like pop out bracket and just stuck the horn back on that top bolt. Happy days on that. And then obviously ran your wires. That side, not as bad drilling through both, but always checking behind, make sure there's no wires in it. This side here, you do run the risk of you don't pay attention to hitting a wire, so make sure you always check down in there first, lift any wires up with tape or cable, zip ties or whatever, and then happy days with that. Then you can do a cut, obviously go at your own pace. Like I said, I use the air hacksaw, I found it a lot easier on that side of things, and that's pretty much like front explanation wise sort of done in that aspects of ways. I've been told if you have a bull bar that has a winch cradle, the intercooler probably won't fit. I can't 100% confirm that because I haven't seen it myself, just what I've been told. But if you've got a bull bar like I have where the winch mounts to the face of the bull bar, it should fit. And when I sat it in there before I took the bull bar off, it looks like it will, and it should fit quite comfortably. If your control box is sitting on top of your winch in the middle, it won't fit. You have to remove your control box, move it to the side, or put it on the front face of your bull bar like most people normally do. Just as a little FYI on that sort of things. So that's a little front section up here. Inside wise, we'll go through that as well now. I will probably just quickly adjust the camera and we'll talk about the inside. So inside wise, there's a lot going on. Like I had already pre-taken out the old intercooler. Bits and pieces ready to go, so there's no showing of what it looked like. You guys should probably know if you have the ZD30 3-litre engine already. It should be pretty self-explanatory in some ways. So with your pipe works, again, I've got photos what it all looks like, and I'll put a photo of what it looks like when it's ran out on the ground. But your valves are on the driver's side, and your B loop and is obviously on the passenger side that connects to the turbo. So what I've done with your sensor, he gives you a bit of hose ready to go, so I've just looped it and brought it under here, and I've actually zip tied it there so it looks like it's part of it and made it nice and clear. And then obviously that's my line that goes to my needles and all that for my boost gauges and all that sort of good stuff. So in here, probably the hardest part on the inside of the engine bay that I found, me personally, it took me the longest, is that you get given a 90-degree rubber flexi hose, a rubber hose to the bottom that comes up to this tube. It took me the longest to get on purely because of the room, the space in there. My hands are basically just simply too big, my arms are too big. So I was basically climbing in here. At the end, what I found was easiest was just to rub a little bit of engine oil on the lip of the hose, and it eventually slipped on. Because it looks like the hose is 60 and it's about a 65 fitting, so you know, a little bit too small, but we got it on there after a while. So I ran that bad boy on, and then down probably 200 mil past here is where the connection from the front hose to this hose connects up to, and then same on this side, it will connect just on the other side of the wheel arch. So the trick is going the wheel arch way, pop that little the little rubber flappy bit in there, and you can do the connections in there. He does provide all the hose clamps for it all, which is awesome and great. And then yeah, it's just happy days. So it's to me, I found it a bit of a pain because I didn't know what I was doing, because I've never done anything like this before. And if you go, you can get his instructions straight away, but obviously a lot easier, and I didn't do that. But another mate said to me, he said, don't cap off your front, what do you call it, vent in your bonnet. He said what you could do instead is leave it open, let your engine breathe a lot more, but put a bracket into here, which I'll do later on, and that's purely so what's happening when your air comes in, it's getting caught in the back here because there's a little shaft, you'll see it. If I put a plate that goes across there, it should force the air to come down the engine bay more. So that's something I'll do later on. I removed my battery out of here purely because I don't need it. The only thing that this battery actually ran is the lights on the roof. That's purely because my draw setup in the rear has its own dedicated battery for the fridge and everything, so I simply don't need it. I just got rid of it while I was doing in this works, and it gives me a lot more working space in there for later on, because I might put a compressor in there once I build a little box shield for heat. Other than that, guys, there's not too much really to say about it that I can think off the top of my head. Just quickly run through the list. So yeah, but trim your bull bar a bit, take that bracket off, take the bracket off the intercooler, cut your holes on the sides of what under your headlights are, and so it's just a matter of fitting it. Obviously I did this by myself, so it probably took me a lot longer than I could have, but if you had the second person doing it, you'd smash it easy. Have a person on the side feeding stuff through, happy days. Other than that, guys, yeah, it's just my new Dats intercooler from Dats Cool Fabrication. Sick looking intercooler, happy days. And the last thing I'm going to do at the end of all this is put a sticker on the back of my car, and then we'll get cracking from there, and we'll see what the temps are going from there. So okay guys, so this is a short video on the Dats Cool Fabrication intercooler that I'm using with his pipeworks, just so you get a bit more of a look and tell how it's done. Hopefully the photos that I've stuck in the video will help out what you may want to see and how to do it. Other than that, guys, let's get cracking. I'm loving it. The next thing I'm now going to do is replace the winch for my bull bar, so I've got a brand new one, and that'll be a video coming out real soon. So, thanks for watching. This is Todd from Ongoing Adventures. Let's get cracking. I'll see you guys out there.